that is why these people aren't even coming out to say what is happening. You'll just find somebody dead, or if somebody decides to commit suicide, because nobody understands them, nobody is empathizing with them. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Zeti here, in case you're stopping by for the first time, and I am super excited that you join us. And welcome. Kindly take a seat, and here you will learn, we will interact, and you will be informed. Matters health, matters lifestyle, here and there what is popping up in the medical world, and just lifestyle per se. Okay, so in case you've not subscribed, just click that subscribe button. It will turn color and you will be in the house. We'll see you on the inside all the time. And don't forget the notification bell icon. Click on it as well. Anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified, and then we will walk this walk together. Okay, so guys, today there's really something that has been bothering me, and I had to sit down and read about it before I come out and just talk about it. Yeah, this thing called violence. Right now in Kenya, we are really praying so hard that we don't go into political violence after our election, post-election violence. And by matter of definition, violence is an aggressive behavior towards another person, either your colleague, a child, or someone older than you, just aggressive behavior towards that person. But what I want us to focus on is domestic violence. And when it comes to domestic violence, now it becomes an aggressive behavior towards somebody whom you have a domestic relationship with. Yeah, whether you're living together as a man and wife, or you're living together as siblings, as your parents, as anyone related to you domestically, yeah, or just a roommate, yeah. And in case you feel like you are at danger in the hands of this person, either this person is physically abusing you, which is the most common form of abuse, yeah, you are entitled to have this checked out and sorted out. Okay, so I went into the Constitution of Kenya, the bylaws, and I was just checking what it really says about domestic violence. In the medical space, we can only talk about it in form of physical or psychological abuse, and this is after this person has come out with injuries, and so we are handling the injuries, and these other things will be taken care of by the law. Okay, so we'll always have to go back to the law to have this sorted out in the right way. Yeah, and according to the Kenyan bylaws, this is the Article 17A of the Kenyan Constitution 2015. It is very, very clear, and in fact it really opened my mind into so many things that people are going through, not knowing that they are being violated. Like according to this constitution, it says the meaning of domestic violence is an act of violence or abuse that includes child marriage, female genital mutilation, forced marriage, forced wife inheritance, Western Kenya and in Nyanza, hear that, interference by in-laws, universal, sexual violence within marriage, universal, virginity testing, mostly in the northeastern Kenya, widow cleansing. And also, we have damage to property, people who go to damage their spouse's properties because either this person is cheating or something that is still an abuse. There's defilement, yeah. There's depriving the applicant or hindering the applicant access to the share of facility associated with the applicant. That is, the applicant is the victim, place of residence. Yeah, like you block somebody from entering their premises. Especially, you will find that maybe the relatives of someone a spouse who's died, so they don't want the wife or the husband to get into the property. They want to inherit the property by themselves. It happens a lot. Economic abuse, denying your spouse or someone related to you to get work, yeah, or to engage in business that will is income generating, is a form of abuse. And also emotional or psychological abuse, verbal abuse to someone, harassment, incest, forcibly entrance into somebody's premise or residence, by parties that do not share the same residence, back to the in-law thing and relative thing. Yeah, maybe even nowadays, as we say, domestic violence has no gender. You can find that a man or a woman is going through the same from the other side of the family. Yeah, and also stalking or physical abuse. And something funny, physical abuse is the only abuse that most of the time we talk about, but these other things we don't talk about them. And surprisingly, it is like among the last on the list of abuses in the bylaws of Kenya, but it seems like it's the one that is usually rings a bell of abuse all the time. Yeah, so there's a day I was just seated outside my home, and I don't know what I was doing, and I could hear people passing by, and then there was just these three voices that were stagnant at a T-junction near my compound, and they were talking very loudly because I could hear them. There was a male voice and three female voices, and so this man was like, he's come from a case of his son who had been beaten by the wife, and it's not the first time he's being beaten. And these women were laughing and they were making fun of it. Yeah, and they were even asking, what type of man is your is your son that he should be beaten many times with a woman? And in my head I was like, no, that is not right. Yeah, it doesn't give any right for a man to be the victim. And that is why these people aren't even coming out to say what is happening. You'll just find somebody dead, or if somebody decides to commit suicide, because nobody understands them, nobody is empathizing with them, and they're expected to be the macho men. And there are people, out of utter respect of their women, they don't want to raise a hand over them, but this woman is just too much, and she keeps on doing this to this man, thinking that this man is a weakling. But this guy can reach a breaking point, and retaliate. And when doing that, he might end up even killing this woman by accident because of the anger that is building inside. Yeah, and so we are damaging this man slowly by slowly. And I felt very bad because, one, I could not come out and talk because I really wanted to understand what is happening, and also I didn't know a lot about what the community thinks. Yeah, so I had to really read about it, but unfortunately I couldn't voice my voice in that case that day. But this man is clearly suffering, and many men are suffering. Yeah, and especially this era where the women are very empowered and the men are looked at like they were already empowered, yet we are leaving these people behind and we are making them suffer. And the rate of suicide in this country of Kenya, men committing suicide, is like, compared to women, is at a ratio of 5 men to 1 woman. So we can see that there's a lot of psychological issues with our men. Yeah, and what really made me come out is that I was feeling very sorry because I have boys, and what I've taught my boys is that they should never raise a hand to a woman. Yeah, and if this woman, God forbid, doesn't have the same submissive heart in them when they're married to my children, they might batter my children, you know, my sons, and because they are taught not to beat them up. But when sometimes push comes to shove, somebody decides, or anger just takes over, and somebody does something very nasty, and you are branded now to be a murderer, you know, but the community didn't give you the chance. So let us stand up against abuse. If you hear somebody has been abused, regardless of the gender, help this person, because now I found out that there are so many people who can file for abuse for somebody who is being abused. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be like a police officer, like the way we usually think. No, you can come out as a witness and report and say so and so is being abused severally. Yeah, we have a list of people who can speak for that, either a medical officer, because this man was cut his fingers by this woman. That is why the case came out, and you see that is dismemberment already. This man will never be the same again. He cannot do what he used to do again because his fingers have been chopped off. And these people are laughing. God forbid. I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah. So somebody who can file for abusement case for someone, for a victim, is a police officer, a social welfare officer, an employer of the applicant, yeah, the guardian of the child, or a neighbor or a fellow employee of the applicant can file, a medical practitioner, a counselor, yeah, if you see somebody psychologically affected because of abuse, you can file for that person, a probation officer, a non-governmental organization officer, yeah, these NGOs that deal with community-based activities, whatever, they can file for you. Your religious leader can do the same, and a community elder or a friend can file for an abuse report for somebody. So don't feel left out. Don't feel like there's no one who can help. There's help out here. Just notify somebody, and we will all come for your rescue. All right? So from me, it is bye, and see you in the next video.